Hey guys, so today I thought I'd do a summer makeup tutorial for you, just so you know what I've been wearing lately on my face, because now it is summer. You don't want as much eyeliner, or you might want less coverage for foundation, or a more goldy summery eyeshadow, whereas maybe you had darker tones during the colder months. So first thing I'm going to do to sort of get my face ready before I put any makeup on, I'm just going to use the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Primer. And I use this before I put any makeup on my face, and it increases my foundation wear for up to 8 hours, so that's really good. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to put that all over my face. Now you can do it with a brush, it's up to you, but sometimes I'm also in a rush, so I just do it this way. And then I just put that all over my face. Sometimes I don't use primer, depends how long I need to be, or how long my day is. So if I'm going out to town or whatever, I will, or just out, I will, but for a long period of time I would, but maybe not if it wasn't. Anyway. Okay, so once I've put that all over my face, I'm just going to leave that, and what I don't prime is the eyelids normally, although sometimes I get over it, but loads of people make the mistake of priming it or covering it in foundation. If you're going to put eyeshadow on, obviously you can cover it in foundation. If you're not going to put eyeshadow on, you're just going to go straight in with the line or just leave them. But when you put eyeshadow on, it makes it sort of smudge easier, so that's why I don't. Or I use a specific eyeshadow primer if I'm going to do that, like an Urban Decay one or something, but I'm not going to do that today. Anyway, so moving on to my next sort of care primer item before I touch any makeup, I'm just going to take these eyelash curlers, and I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. And to do this, I like to do both my bottom and my top lashes. And I'm just going to take a mirror, and I'm just going to do that. And I hold it down for about 10 to 12, 20 seconds. And I find that they give such a good filler effect. And then I just do the other ones. But the problem is I can't always catch the bottom lashes. And then I like to redo the top ones, because sometimes I catch them. Okay, so now once I've done that, I either sometimes take this little brush eyelash thing, and either I'll just sort of clean or comb my eyebrows into shape, but I only do that for a little bit. Okay, so once I've done that with my eyebrows, I literally just take the ESO Vanilla Mint lip balm, and I apply that onto my lips before I touch any other makeup. And by doing this, it means that my lips are nicely refreshed, so that by the time I do come to doing my lips and my lipstick, it would have sunk in and they will be smoother, as it were. So I just apply that. And then I can move on to makeup. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this Rimmel London Matte Perfection Light Perfection Radiance Foundation, which has an FPS of 18, and this is in the shade 200 Soft Beige. This is the shade that I am now with the tan, because I have had a tan because it has been quite hot in England. We had a heat wave of like 30 degrees the other week, which is really hot for England. Which is, I don't know how much that in Fahrenheit, like 80, 90, I don't know. Anyways, so moving on, I just take this, and it's quite a low coverage foundation, which is ideal for summer, whereas you don't want to be using quite a hard foundation. Well, I don't want to be using a more coverage foundation during summer, because I tend to find that my skin is either really good or really bad, and at the moment it's okay because there's not that many blemishes. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take a little pump of this onto a Real Techniques bluffing brush. I'm going to pump that on, just one pump, and I'm just going to apply that to my face. And then I just take a mirror, I just take my naked palette, and I just check that everything is buffed in. And because as summer comes along, lots of people get quite a bit of freckles, I like to make sure that I use a low coverage foundation so that you can still see them. Yeah, and I'll just bring that down my chin a bit, because you always, if you dig into the brush more, you'll always find a bit more foundation or makeup that has been left out, as it were. Okay, so now moving on to my concealer. My skin is pretty good at the moment. It's just my skin's pretty good at the moment. I just use them to either highlight under my eyes or cover up a couple of blemishes, but ones that I think need it. Anyway, so for under my eyes, I'm going to use two concealers for my face today. For under the eyes, I'm going to use the Collection Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear Concealer in number 1, which is Fair. And I like this concealer because it's really long lasting and it does such good coverage, which everyone used to rave about the Rimmel London Wake Me Up, and I have got that, but I feel like this is more of a covering one, whereas the Rimmel one was covering but is like medium covering, but this is really good for those days. So I'm just taking that under my eyes, and I'm just gonna put a dot under each eyebrow, but a very small one, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to put a little bit under the crevices of your nose bit, and I'm just going to take a Real Techniques, I'm going to take two Real Techniques brush. I'm going to take the pointed foundation brush, which looks a bit like this, and the detailer brush, which is a very small one, and I use a detailer brush to go in with it first and this one to buff it out at the end. So I'll just take that there, and I find that this one's good to get into the crevices, but you need another one to just blend it out. Then again, I'm just going to check that it's all done, blended in with my mirror. And am I happy? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put these brushes back into my little holder thing. And recently I have purchased the Real Techniques Core Collection, which is really good because it's mainly for face, and it comes like this in a little stand, and I find it's really useful for the face, although some brushes are a bit too small for my liking personally. Okay, so now on to powder and bronzer and highlighter and all that. For bronzer, I tend not to use the brush that's in there. I can, but I just feel like I need a bigger one, even though this is really big. I like it a lot. So I'm going to take this bronzer brush, which I've now just dropped. Okay, so moving on to bronzer, I'm going to take the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer Waterproof Bronzing Powder in the shade 022 Sun Bronze. And I'm just going to to apply that, I'm just going to take this big bronzing brush, and I like this brush more than the Real Technique one because I think it's just bigger, so I can get a I can contour better with it. So I'm not going to like dab the whole thing in, I'm just going to squeeze the ends so it makes a little line, and I'm just going to rub that in like so, and then I'm just going to squeeze my lips together and do it. Then again, I'm just going to take my Naked 2 palette to make sure that I've done it alright. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm actually going to move on to a highlighter, and today I'm going to be using the Makeup Academy Undress Your Skin Shimmer Highlighter. And I really like the texture that it comes with. You probably can't see that, but it's really sort of like very hilly and nice, sort of like lace. Okay, and yeah, so for this, to apply this, I'm just going to be using the Real Techniques contour brush, and I sometimes do use this brush for bronzer, but I just feel like it works better for me personally for highlighter. So I'll just put a tad bit of that onto my brush. And then I'll do that again. I'm just going to apply it onto the tops of my cheekbones. And up and around my face. Okay, so I'm also now going to retake my bronzer once I've done my highlighter. I'm just going to use the same brush, and I'm just going to put a tad bit on. I'm going to use my contour brush, I'm not going to use the big one, and I'm just literally going to do the tops of my forehead where, I don't know, like, wait, if you want a tan and if you have a tan, it could be quite good. And then I'm just going to take it under my chin and down like that. But I tend not to do this until after I have done my highlighter, so I know how it looks, as it were. Anyway, so once I have done my bronzer, I'm going to actually move, and my contour and everything, I'm going to actually move on to a little bit of a blush, and I'm going to be using the number 7 brush, the soft, can you even see that? The soft, what's it called? Soft damson. And this is the natural brush tint powder. It comes in like that. It's very nice packaging. I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to get my contour brush again, and I'm just going to dab that on. So I've got a bit of powder product, and I'm just going to put that on the apples, very apples of my cheeks, just like after the highlighter. So you can find the apples of your cheeks by either smiling or again doing that face, and then I'm just gonna blend that in with the foundation, bronzer and the highlighter all together, so it kind of looks like that, or comes to an end. I keep dropping things today. Okay, so once I've done the blusher and all that, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use the brush that I used for my foundation, which was the buffing brush, and I'm gonna take the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder in number 2, which is Pink Blossom. This is probably a bit light for me right now because I am quite tanned because I have been out in the sun, and I went to Devon last week, but I like to set that with all my contour and stuff, but I try not to do it too heavy around there because I don't want it all to come off. And then that's what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to set the highlighting concealer that I did around my face too, like my nose, my eyes and my eyebrows. So once I have pretty much done my face, so moving on to the eyes, I'm actually going to do a really nice golden eyeshadow, goldy eye look, and recently I have been loving the Maybelline 24-hour colour tattoos, and I am in love with them because of the easy application and the really nice shades that they have recently brought out in the UK. They brought out the bronze and bronze that everyone's raving about, and the pink gold, but today I'm literally just going to be using the Eternal Gold, which is the number 5. And I'm just going to apply that onto my eyeshadow, onto my eyelid even, and it's really creamy, so it's easy to apply onto your finger, which I'm then going to apply onto my eyelid. So I'm going to put it on my finger like so, and I'm just going to apply onto my eyelid. And I like to get quite a good covering of eyeshadow. And I'm just going to do both eyes the same, and then I'm going to do the next step on the eyes and the next step, so I'm going to do them both the same, not just one then the other. Okay, so now that I've got a decent amount of covering, I'm just going to take another smaller amount of eyeshadow, and I'm just going to put that in the very centre to make it a bit more sharper and bolder. Like so. And then I'm just going to do the exact same to the other eye, taking some eyeshadow, and I'm just going to apply that. I just like to pat it on, and yeah. Don't worry if it does go like below the eye. Okay, so now that I have covered the base of the, basically this is now going to be my base eyeshadow, which I'm then going to go back and work upon with other eyeshadows. Or you could just leave it like this, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to use the Decay applicator that I got from the Naked 2, because I find that this is the perfect blush for blending out this eyeshadow in particular. And I'm just going to take the fluffier end, there's that end in that, and I'm just going to take this end, and I'm just going to blend it, turn circles and blend that out. I'm just going to blend out through the crease, and I'm not going to blend out the middle of it until later. Okay, so now that you can see, I've actually put more eyeshadow on this eye than that eye. So I'm just gonna take my finger again and just gonna apply a bit more into the like middle, onto the middle bit of the eyelid. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend that out. I tend not to go too far in to the middle of the eyeshadow that I've applied, because I feel like I don't want to blend it out and you won't see have the full effect. So now that I've kind of done my base eyeshadow, you could now just leave it and go with this, and you don't even have to put eyeliner on it, it would look okay. But I'm actually going to open up my Naked 2 palette, and I'm just going to open it up and take the first 2 or 3 colours, which is Foxy, Half Baked and Bootycall, which is the first 3. You see? I don't know, hopefully. So I'm going to take those 3, and I'm going to take the first one, which is Foxy, and I'm just going to take the bigger end again, and I'm just going to apply that onto the brush, and I'm just going to put that into the corner of the eye. And then I'm just going to obviously blend that in to the gold. Now obviously I have put concealer down here, so I'm not going to do it so far in, but I'm just going to do just around the corner, as it were. And then I'm just going to take the Half Baked, which is the more gold one, and I'm just going to take a bit of that, and I'm just going to apply that into the crease, and outer eye. And I might just, either I normally mix it with chopper or Decay. So this one's the chopper, oh god. This one is chopper, the fourth one, or Decay is this one. They have very different, that one's more of a darker one, whereas this one's a lighter bronzier. So I'm just going to take, I'm literally going to damp my brush in that, and then I'm just going to apply that onto the gold. So it sort of is a mixture, and then I'm just literally just going to apply that onto the crease of that one, because then it has a more of a bronzier tone to it, but not too bronzy, not like too pink or whatever. And then I'm just gonna do that, and it's pretty much done. So then that is pretty much the actual eyeshadow for my eyes. I'm then just gonna go in with the then I'm just gonna knock some of that product off from the big end, and I'm gonna go in with Bootycall even. And this I'm just gonna put on my bottom waterline as a really nice pigmented sort of thing. Anyway, so I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna go in like that, and I'm just gonna apply that onto the waterline. I'm actually just gonna do this quickly because I know some people don't like pulling down eyes and stuff, so yeah. Okay, so now that I've just applied that quickly, oh god, try not to get it in your eye, which I've just done. Well done. Anyway, now that that's pretty much done with the eyeshadow, obviously it is now, where did it go? It's obviously now up to you what you do. You can either just go on with the mascara and finish, or you could put a little bit of liner on. And today I'm just going to put a tad bit of liner on. I'm not going to do flicks, I'm not going to do any of that, I'm just going to line it. So I'm just going to take the Maybelline Masterpiece liquid eyeliner, which looks a bit like this, which is black, and I'm just going to apply that onto the eye. And for this I'm just going to actually pull this chair closer, god, and I'm just going to, there's a chair here, I'm going to pull it close so I can do it. And I'm just going to put that, literally just put it on top. And I've kind of just done it from the middle, and I've just gone out, and you can do it a lot thinner or a lot thicker, but I've just done it like this for now. Okay, so where is it? Where did it go? Ugh. Okay, so now that I've just done that, I've actually done a bit more flick on that side, so I'm just going to even that out. But it looks okay, so I'm just going to leave it. So I've literally just taken it from about the middle where the pupil is, or maybe just before, a bit after, and I'm just going to completely out, and I've done quite a thick line, but obviously you can do thinner or thicker compared to what you want. But for summer I'm not going to do too much of a flick, or you could have just gone in with a brown eyeshadow and lined it, or whatever you want to do to make it a bit more summery. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with my mascara, and I'm actually using the Rimmel London Scandaleyes Flex of Lycra mascara, and this is my all-time favourite mascara. Everyone raves about like the Maybelline ones or whatever, but this is my favourite one. I have not tried any other mascara for years or something. Anyway, so I'm just going to take that, and I love the one because it's nice and thick. Some people do not like this. This is obviously your preference, but I like it a lot. If I had to choose another mascara, or try another mascara, I'd probably try the Maybelline Last Sensational one, because everyone raves about that at the moment. So I'm just going to coat my eyelashes, and that I'm starting off with quite a thin coat and building it up to make a thicker look. Then obviously not too there. And depending on how I feel, I probably won't do the bottom lash line. Yeah. Okay, so now that... Okay, so you can obviously do way more volume or a lot less volume depending on your style, but I've just done the top lashes, and I don't normally like doing the bottom lashes just because if I mess it up, I mess up the whole eye and it's a nightmare. So once I've done that, I would either take the leftover product and just whip up my lashes, bottom ones, but then I have a feeling I don't like it too volumized on the bottom because it looks a bit like, so it looks a bit like really volume and scary. Anyway, so now that I've done that, I'm just gonna now move on to my lips. Just put this light here. Sorry, the lighting might change a lot during this video. This light fell off, which is just or fell down, so that's fun. So now I'm actually just going to move on to my lips, that I've done everything else about them. So for my lips, I'm actually going to be using two products. One's very high end and one's high end, one's very drugstore. So for my lipstick is going to be a high end one, and it's the MAC Creme de Nude, and I keep putting it on my nose, that's awkward. This is literally the nicest smelling lipstick you will ever come across. It actually smells like cream soda. It smells amazing. And this is in the shade Creme de Nude, and I like it a lot. It's very nude, but it's very beige nude, so it's basically the colour of your skin, but if you add pinker lip gloss, which I'm going to do, it will look a lot better. And then the second product I will get to later. So for this, I'm going to take my mirror again. There is a mirror there, but it's just too far away. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to apply that to my lips. And don't worry about don't worry about not covering the hole, because with this lipstick especially, it's very hard to get it completely done because it's very nude. So now I'm just actually going to grab a tissue. Okay, so now that I've applied my lipstick, I'm just going to grab a tissue and I'm just going to put my finger through it. And my grandma actually taught me this when I was like 5, but I'm going to put my finger through it and I'm just going to put it through my mouth. So it gets off some of it and it keeps it less dewier. Okay, so now to make it a bit more sort of pinkier and easier to wear, I'm just going to take the 17 lip gloss, and this is a very small travel size one, and it comes very like this, and I got it in a set for Christmas like a year ago or this year or something, and it's a very nice shade, I think, but it's very nude, so this way if you mix it together it looks, well, this one, it looks really nice. So I'm just going to apply that onto the top. Now that I've done that, I'm again just going to take a tissue and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And there you have it. So that's pretty much the lips. Obviously, if you wanted to go even more pinkier, you could take another lip gloss, and I could either take the 17 lip gloss, another 17 lip gloss, which is a lot pinker, and I just apply that. I literally just do 2 dots on the lower lip, and that would be done. So yeah. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my golden eye summer makeup look. Obviously you could do completely opposite and go dark, or you could use no foundation or whatever, or in fact if you wanted less coverage but you still wanted coverage, you could use the BB cream, and recently I've been loving the Body Shop all-in-one BB cream, which is literally my life, especially when you're in between your foundation, so you've got like 3 shades of foundation, a dark one for when you're really tanned, a middle one for when you're just starting to tan, and then you've got a lighter one for it just normally in like the winter. and you like in between them and you don't want to mix them together or whatever because it doesn't work, I would then just take the BB cream because it would just go straight on and it matches your colour straight away. So that's what I like about it a lot. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and give it a thumbs up if you're excited to get more videos during the summer, maybe different makeup looks, I don't know, or I'm going away soon, like in 2 weeks or something, to Italy for the World Championship sailing, so if you want to do like what's in my makeup bag, what's in my sailing bag, or stuff like that, I will. Just leave a comment down below saying. Oh, and obviously if you're excited for that, give it a big thumbs up. If you're excited for my summer little series of holidayness or whatever, or if you want me to just do vlogs of what I get up to maybe in Italy, or just generally during the holidays, comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, hit the button down below, there's a button, you hit that, and that's about it. I'll see you very, very soon with another summer video. Bye!